Hey guys, me and Killy are back, and we're gonna go over some more players for the Capcom Pro Tour, just so you guys have an idea of what the hell's going on and who these players are when you watch them in the finals that's coming up in December. So, on the third ranking right now, we got Xian, who's at 752 points. So, who the hell is Xian?
Xian is from Singapore, and he is a really popular player among the fans because this guy has defined how Gen should be played, and everyone was like overlooking Gen.
Yeah, Gen is just like I first like saw Gen put on the map from Yeb.
Yeah, Yeb was also like one of the back in vanilla days when he was active. He was kind of the player that defined Gen play.
And then after like he retired or left, basically Gen just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then Xian just like revived him from the dead, basically.
Well, Ami Yu from Japan was also a popular Gen player, but he wasn't. Since he didn't really travel to tournaments that often, he didn't really make a mark. But Zen really defined the character and was just beasting. But a lot of people, like, Zen first showed up during Arcade Edition of Street Fighter 4, and during that time he was using Yun. And everyone was booing Yun at EVO. I think that was 2012 or 2011.
Yeah, Yun
like,
was ridiculous.
Everyone was booing Yun, and that's when Zen's like, you know what? He kind of similar with Momochi. He's like, you know what? I don't like that. I'm gonna go for a low tier character, and I'm gonna see if I can make this character work. And I want the crowd on my side.
He wants the pride.
He wants the pride, and he did just that. He proved a point. He picked up Gen, and then he just started beasting everyone. Like, it wasn't immediate. Like, I think this was during still Arcade Edition. He still wasn't like perfect with Gen. Like, he still hadn't developed everything. Because I think the first tournament that he was showing off Gen was Canada Cup 2011. And that's when he really showcased Gen, but he didn't quite make a huge enough impact then. And then when version 2012 came out, that's when he was on a tear. Like, he was winning the majority of tournaments around the world that he participated in. And then eventually he won Evolution 2012.
Yeah, he became the world champion in 2012.
Was it 2012? Yeah, 2013.
Was it 2013?
Yeah, 2013.
Okay,
yes.
2013. Yeah, after he won that, it was pretty crazy because people didn't know, is Gen top tier or not, right? It's funny. It's the same thing with Luffy when he won with Rose, because like when you have such an unorthodox character win like that, it just stirs so much up. But Xian, man, he's just the way he plays. His whole play style is revolving around that mix-up game after the knockdown. It's really nice just to see him create his own type of meta, so to speak, with the character. Well,
he's the reason why Gen got nerfed as he did in Ultra. Right?
That's the best, man. That's the best when your character gets nerfed because of one player. It reminds me of Daigo with Ryu, right? Yeah. That's what started that all. I don't know. It's funny, man. So, how do you think Xian's gonna do in this tournament?
I don't think he can win the tournament. I'm guessing probably top 8 at least.
Yeah, he on the standings, he's not actually guaranteed qualified, but he has a lot of points. He's 3rd place right now.
At this point, he's guaranteed to be in Capcom Cup. There's no way DreamHack can alter the results enough to knock Zen out of contention right now.
So he's sitting like nice.
He's sitting pretty at this point.
That's good. That's good.
But I mean, right now he's in a character crisis, I think, because he has a pocket Poison. He also has a pocket Sagat for the Geef matchup, because he busted that out at the Fall Classic to counterpick Snake Eyes. But
did he beat him?
He beat him once, and then Snake Eyes adapted and beat him afterwards. and then he ended up switching like to Poison again afterwards. So I don't know if it's a character crisis right now or not, or if he's just experimenting with other characters to help cover his matchups. But right now he's not looking as strong as he was in 2013, mostly because of the Gen nerfs, system changes in Ultra, stuff like that. So he's not looking as strong as before.
And Xian had that heartbreaking loss against Snake Eyes during Evo.
Oh my god, there's
2014.
The craziness of that match and the crowd reaction afterwards was just unbelievable.
He panicked and there was 2 seconds left.
4 seconds. 4 seconds on the clock.
On the timer, and he did his
Ultra 1.
Yeah, to kill the timer, but he did it 2 seconds too early.
2 seconds, just 2 seconds too late. Snake Eyes then recovered it. EX Green Hand dizzied him because he hit him with a neutral jump fierce beforehand, and then that was it.
Yeah, Xian will definitely be watching out for Snake Eyes.
But yes, Zen already had to fight Snake Eyes again at the Fall Classic in Grand Finals, and he was really rooting for other players to beat Snake Eyes because he just did not want to fight that matchup or play that matchup. And the fact that he has a Pocket Sagat for that matchup is pretty crazy. Because this is Zen, like Zen is usually a character loyalist, but now he's having to resort to counter picking here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think Shen has a high chance of winning this tournament, to be honest.
No.
I think it's much lower than the other players, just with how things have been going lately with him and his character. It definitely seems like he's soul searching right now, for sure. But who knows what can happen from this time? But you know. It's Gen, man.
Never know, and part of it is luck of the bracket.
Yeah, for sure. So next up here, we have a huge favor for a lot of players. It's on 4th place, Snake Eyes. Killy, who the hell is Snake Eyes?
Well, Snake Eyes is from the US, and what can you say about this guy? This guy used to be, like, unknown. This guy was, like, came out of nowhere, and he was a new player for Super Turbo.
He plays Street Fighter 2, man.
Like, and late into the lifespan of the game, like, he wasn't, I don't think he was in it, like, right at the peak of its popularity. I think it was, like, really late into the game's lifespan.
To come into that game that late competitively is insane.
Like, during, I think it was, like, HD Remix.
That's crazy.
And he uses GIF in HD Remix, and he won EVO. I forget which year, but he won EVO for HD Remix using GIF, which is really impressive. And then from there, he transitioned into SF4, and he used GIF again.
But you know what? When he first transitioned to Street Fighter 4, I don't think he really hit his mark yet. I think he was more known in Cross Tekken. It seemed like he was doing so well in Cross Tekken, and then it went back to Street Fighter 4 when he really perfected it. That's what, from my perspective, what I saw.
I think he was a contender in SF4, but wasn't like an amazing player until maybe Arcade Edition or before that. Because I think he qualified for Capcom Cup in the first year that they did that. Or maybe I'm confusing him with Vangeef, I'm not sure. But there was a Geef player. No, he beat Justin Wong to qualify for Capcom not Pro Tour, it wasn't called Pro Tour back then. Capcom Cup for the first year. And I think he ended up losing to Rolf Krone in loser's bracket or something like that.
That's just so far back, man. I don't remember.
I can't quite remember, but I'm not sure if I'm fully correct on that. But I mean, he was pretty known back then, but it wasn't super popular like he is nowadays.
Yeah, Zangief is not really like, you know, the most popular character, and like back then it was just like Vangeef, Snake Eyes, and Itabashi, and that was pretty much it, right?
Pretty much.
But yeah, he's really shown his own.
He's probably arguably the best Zangief player in the world, if not at least top 3.
Doesn't he use pad?
Yes, he actually does use pad. I think he uses one of those 6-button pads or something.
And Zangief
like that.
uses pad too.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Because you can buffer. It really benefits Zangief, I think, because you can buffer in the 360, the like SPDs, more easily. Like you can do it within standing normals, crouching, all that stuff, and it's just easier on pad to do it without ever having to jump.
So, how do you think Snake Eyes is going to do in this tournament, since he's guaranteed to be in here?
Yeah, because he qualified at the Fall Classic, but prior to that, Snake Eyes was really grinding out the points. He showed up at multiple ranking tournaments and was just getting points then, and then finally he qualified at the Fall Classic. He is definitely the fan favorite in the US and pretty much most of North America.
He won a major, right?
Yeah. So with Geef of all characters. But Geef is really strong in Ultra SF.
Yeah, he is, man.
So I think he has a good shot, but I don't know, it's tough. He's got to worry about, there's two Sagat players, Two Sagat players in top 16 or in qualified for Capcom Pro Tour. And that's always a hard matchup for Geef.
It is.
So if he runs into one of those two players, I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Well, Luffy too, man.
Yes, the run back with Luffy is another one. Like that was a very close match. You don't know what's gonna happen in the run back. Hopefully he's prepared for that.
If Snake Eyes goes against Infiltration, you think Infiltration is gonna use Akuma, or you think he's gonna use something like Chun-Li?
I think Infiltration's gonna counterpick. I don't think he's gonna pick Akuma. He might do it for one game and see how it goes, but I think Infiltration is just such a like, he's not just a character specialist of Akuma, he's got such a wide variety of characters under his pocket. Like, this guy will pick up a character and learn them, and just know the in and out of them. And he's just demonstrated time and time again that he will counterpick just for that surprise factor.
The thing is, like, Snake Eyes' patience is just insane, man, on his matches. Like, tit for tat, he just plays such a patient game.
For such a young player, like, that's just really impressive.
Yeah, like, his matches, you could say they were boring to watch because the timer almost always hits 0 every round, but, like, if you really, like, understand the mechanics of the game, it's just an amazing player to watch, yeah.
So much suspense in his matches.
Yeah, it's perfection, man. It's really good.
So, the other match I'm kind of interested is, what happens if he faces Daigo?
Oh, man.
Like, Daigo recently lost to a Geef player in Japan at the Taito Nationals. Granted, that was only a best of 3, I think. Yeah, best of 3, single elim.
Really?
Yeah. So he got eliminated by this Geef player. So I don't know if he's comfortable with the Geef matchup as Evil Do now. So I'm kind of interested what would happen if the two faced up.
But Daigo definitely knows the Zangief matchup for sure. Because in the vanilla days, there was a ton of Zangief players.
Yeah.
So Daigo definitely knows, like, that kind of zoning style, but we'd have to see for sure.
Just, I don't think he's played a Geef of Snake Eyes' level.
So, do you think Snake Eyes has a chance of winning this tournament?
I think he has a good shot at winning it, but my gut feeling says he probably won't win.
I'd say he has a mid-high chance of winning. I'd say a higher chance than Shin.
Yes, for sure. I think the biggest concern he has is Reinhardt, Luffy, Bonchan for sure, and maybe Daigo.
I think if he loses this, it's more of a character issue than a player issue.
Yes.
That's what I think for sure. So next up here in the 5th place is Ryan Hart. And basically, Ryan Hart is one of the top players in the UK.
Really old school fighting game player. Really strong in pretty much a wide variety of fighting games like Tekken, older Street Fighters as well.
Yeah, like he plays 3D fighting games too, which is crazy. Does he still use Sagat?
He still uses Sagat. I think he has a Pocket Yun as well.
I see. But he's kind of struggling with the Sagat nerfs, I've heard though.
Yeah, it seems like he hasn't found his stride with Sagat in Ultra. Maybe he has, but he seems like he's still struggling in certain areas.
So he's qualified here. Which major did he win?
He won final round, which was actually before Ultra SF4.
Oh really? Who was he against?
PR Rog in Grand Finals. And then that was amazing because PR Rog reset the bracket and he was like really dominating. And then I think Reinhardt managed to reverse it 3-0 afterwards to win.
I'm pretty surprised that there's 2 Sagats here in the top 16.
Yes, it's actually really impressive considering Sagat hasn't been considered a strong character since Vanilla.
So, since he's guaranteed here, how do you think he's gonna do?
I don't think he's gonna win Pro Tour. Probably one of the underdogs for the tournament, I think.
But he was on a crazy winning streak before, man.
Yeah,
before Ultra, he was doing so well.
He did well at NorCal Regionals as well. I think he made top 8 within NorCal Regionals. And he does have some clutch moment. Like, I remember at NorCal Regionals, or maybe, yeah, NorCal Regionals, he was fighting against K-Brad's DeCapre. And K-Brad had a really good life lead. And then K-Brad just got a little too aggressive, jumped in, and then he ate a Kara EX Tiger uppercut into Ultra 1 and then lost. But K-Brad was just like so pumped after that loss because the way he lost was so sick that he just did this amazing high five with Ryan Hart afterwards.
That's awesome. But I definitely think he'll be watching out for Luffy because they've been going toe-to-toe, you know, Europe.
Yeah, those two have been playing against each other quite often.
Yeah, it's just another Sagat Rose matchup. There's always been some controversy to that crazy Fireball war, so they'll definitely be looking out for each other in that tournament for sure. So what do we have next here? In 6th place, Justin Marvelous Wong. Who the hell is Justin Wong?
Who is Justin Wong? Come on, man.
He is pretty much the most known American fighting game player. He has to be.
Yes, without a doubt.
He plays pretty much everything and places high in everything and has won countless amount of evolutions.
Yes, in a variety of games. Obviously, he is from the US, and like he's probably most known for his Marvel vs. Capcom 2 play.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, pretty much the king of Marvel 2.
He's the king of Marvel 2.
Like, this guy... Like,
and recently the king of Marvel 3.
Yes, he is.
So...
long overdue, in my opinion.
So, yeah, Justin, like, his best streak for Street Fighter 4, just that game, was during the vanilla days, for sure.
Yes.
Like, there was no one that even came close to him. It was always Justin versus Daigo. That was, like, the two players clashing. But then Justin kind of slowly fell off a little bit. Justin even said himself that he found Street Fighter 4 boring at one point.
It was during the Super days, because Super Street Fighter 4 was dominated primarily by charge characters, and charge characters were really considered boring back then. Like, just very defensive game, not really offensive based. It was getting really boring.
And Justin is still using Rufus, right?
Yes, but he does have a Pocket Elena.
Okay. So, Killia, how do you think Justin's gonna do in this tournament?
I don't think Justin's gonna win Capcom Pro Tour. And he has a chance of getting knocked out early too, just because, like, I don't know, he just seems on the downturn in SF4. Like, he hasn't been as dominant in SF4.
Well, the thing is that, like, his weakness, it was like also like one of his strengths. It's just that he plays so many fighting games. He's so good at so many fighting games, but the problem is that he plays so many fighting games. You know, like that's gonna hurt him when he doesn't just focus on one thing. Most of these players here are exclusively
SF4.
SF4 players. So that's definitely gonna hurt him in one part.
He's got one of the strongest footsie game in every fighter, pretty much. Like,
yeah, his reactions are really good, and he's a really fast learner. Like, basically he's talented.
One of the most clutch players of all time.
Oh, for sure.
His clutch is insane. Like, the only person I would put on par with his clutch factor is Daigo.
Yeah, Daigo and Justin both, their tournament experience is like off the charts. They don't get nerve-wracked whatsoever. No. There's just nothing. In fact, it pumps Justin up the bigger the crowd is, for sure.
Yes, because like Justin lives off of the crowd. When the crowd is behind him, like, Justin can be unstoppable.
He's basically like gathering all the spirit energy of the crowd and creating a spirit bomb. Like, that's just, the bigger the crowd, man, the better it is for Justin, for sure. So who the hell is he gonna like watch out for this tournament?
There's a lot of players he's got to watch out for. First of all, Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
Like, that matchup has been the bane of Justin's existence since like how many?
Rufus, Zangief. You know, Justin said for the longest time too that it was in Rufus's favor. He believed that in the in the vanilla days.
Like, him and Ricky really developed all the Rufus Zangief matchup strategies. Like, those two pretty much figured out how to play against that matchup. And it's really surprising because Rufus was an offensive-based character. He was considered to have bad normals for footsies, and so he had to rely on dive kicks. But with Geef doesn't care about dive kicks. He's got a lariat. Like, you want to jump at me? I'm gonna lariat you. And then you gotta deal with my mix-up. And then, like, everything else, it just goes downhill. But the way Justin and Ricky play this matchup is they use all of Rufus's normals, like his sweep, his stand forward, crouch fierce, stand medium punch, like every normal they use in some situation to just outzone and control Geef.
When was the last time Justin ran into Snake Eyes?
The last that I'm aware of would be at the qualifier at the San Diego Comic-Con, which I actually entered that tournament and made top.
Oh yeah, you were there.
I was there. I got 13th place. I tied with a bunch of other people.
And you talked to Justin, right, about the Snake Eyes match?
Yeah, after Justin lost to Snake Eyes in Grand Finals, I just briefly talked with him. I'm like, man, that matchup really, really bad for Rufus. And I'm like, man, are you gonna like have a counter pick for this character? Like, it just seems like you're struggling. He's like, yeah, that matchup does suck. He's like, I'm not going to counterpick though, because I feel if I play 200%, I will always win.
That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. That is a paradox. What if Snake Eyes plays at 200%? He always plays at 200%, man.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting, but I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, that's a matchup that he's gonna struggle with.
So you don't think Justin has a high chance of winning this?
No, I don't think he'll win. Just there's way too many players here that have proven that they can beat Justin convincingly. Like Daigo for one. Like Daigo destroyed Justin at the TGS exhibition. Granted, that was for lower stakes and nothing was really on the line, so Justin didn't really need to practice for that one. But we all know Daigo's a beast in himself. Bonchan has always proven he's beaten Justin in the past. Like very few times has Justin's been Bonchan. I don't think he's actually ever been Bonchan. I'm not sure. I could be incorrect on that. Infiltration is another player that has been Justin before. PRROG too.
Yeah, there's just the standings is just crazy. Just absolutely nuts. I think Justin has a low chance of winning, but I do feel that he has a high chance of creating at least one upset this tournament. Because I feel like people sleep when they fight Justin. I really do. And Justin's his clutch level is just so high. I feel like he is gonna at least do one upset this tournament for sure.
For sure. He can definitely do some damage in the bracket, but I don't think he'll be able to win.
So anyways, guys, that's it for today. We'll be going some more players in the future here, and we'll see you guys next time.
See right now. Be Justin out. Nice.
Yep.
Oh, and then there's the jump. There's the jump. And this is what Justin needs. He needs to slowly push Chris to the corner.
Oh, he's gonna do it. Wake up anti-air ultra. Yep.
Oh, nice. And Chris getting damage from the ultra. That's what he needed. Walk forward. Yes. The reads.
Oh, no.
But he misses the jump back attack. He could have hit Justin on the way down.
Oh, Justin's out of there. Yep. Gotta watch for those standing medium kicks now.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that might be it.
No, he's still alive, like by a pixel or something. A little bit more than a pixel.
Yep.
But here's the cross-up attempt. Oh, nice block from Chris.
Wow.
He saw I blocked it, but he wasn't able to stop Justin from the EX Messiah.